Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Now, Lauren LaRosa is filling in for Jess. Now, if you're just joining us, Charlamagne gave Donkey the day to who?
The police officers in Miami-Dade County who pulled over Tyreek Hill on Sunday.
That's right.
And they were just overly aggressive and violent for no reason whatsoever.
Right. So we're asking, what are your thoughts? 800-585-1051. We have T on the line. T, good morning. Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Now, this says you're a police officer, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you ain't got to change your voice. We ain't gonna say where you're from. And what's your thoughts? What's your thoughts on what happened, bro?
It was set to happen. The bottom line is that he did not comply. Now, they should have known who he was from the get-go because I think he was only a block from the stadium. Just let him go. But if he was not Tyreek Hill, if you're going to get pulled over, like I tell my sons, if an officer tells you to roll the window down, you do it. You keep your hands in plain view. Tyreek rolled the window back up. Now, all cops don't have common sense.
Right.
So he exploded, which was wrong. But this could have been worse, or even Tyreek could have been shot because this guy gave him an order. He did not comply. He could have panicked and shot Tyreek. But people have to learn, especially black kids and black men and brown kids, if the cop tells you to do something, wrong or right, do it. Your job is to make it home.
Yeah, you sound like my dad. So that was my dad's thing. My dad's whole thing was you can't beat the police in the street. Get home and then we could figure out what
we'll deal with. Yes, sir. And the bottom line is, I tell my boys the same thing. So everything was going fine. He let the window down. But when he let the window back up, that's basically saying F you to the cop. This guy didn't have any damn sense and did what he did, which was wrong. But the bottom line is, like you said, Envy, comply and make it home. We'll deal with the bullshit later.
But let me ask you a question.
That's why I say we don't have no constitutional rights. You know, when you black, it's all about survival. Like, you can't even think about no rule of law.
Yeah, because I think he was very aggressive from the door. That wasn't an officer saying, hey, give me your license and registration. That officer was banging on the window. He was very aggressive from the door. He didn't seem like he was willing to even hear anything, and that's the problem. It's like, I feel like a lot of times people don't treat people like humans, and I felt like just the way that he was talking to him, he was talking to Tyreek like he was less than.
Yeah, and in the body cam that we see, it wasn't even a long period of time before Tyreek pulled over, so it's not like he was upset because he took him on a chase or anything like that, which is still
seconds.
Wrong. Right.
And you all are right, but understand this. They're human beings doing this job. This is a very dangerous job. I've had friends who have been shot because idiots rolled their window back up and shot a friend of mine through the window.
I get it.
So that's going through your head. But at the same time, understand, when you're in the streets, 50% of these cops have no common sense. They've never dealt with black people. They've never dealt in minority situations. They don't have enough sense to say, hey, Tyreek, keep it moving, have a great game. They take this power and abuse it.
You're right. And
understand that.
And I'll tell you something else.
Thank you, brother.
In that moment, Tyreek Hill shouldn't think like he's Tyreek Hill.
No.
Tyreek Hill should just think like, I'm a regular black man who's just trying to survive an encounter with the police. That's what Tyreek's mentality is. Because the fact he was Tyreek Hill, I think, made him say, I'm going to roll my window up because I can do that because I'm Tyreek Hill.
But it was
Y'all
the
just said I
aggressiveness
said a bunch of nothing. That's exactly what I was trying to say.
No, you didn't. You was in there quoting
That's what I was
Jay-Z
trying
all
to
out of context.
say.
I'm not black. I'm OJ.
But to everybody that's saying this is Tyreek Hill, they should know who he is. None of that matters is my point. To him, the attitude, I would never put my window up on a cop and reach for a seatbelt. Are you crazy?
But that's why you should speak real language and not try to speak in Twitter Jay-Z language.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
Hello,
150 characters or less.
Hey, Eva, how you doing, man?
What's your name, brother?
Hey, my name is Brian. I'm from Houston, Texas, man. I called in a couple of years ago about the Pocket USA for safer traffic stops for drivers and police officers.
Okay.
And this is another example of how my product would have made the situation a whole lot better.
Oh, I remember you. You're the one that got the license that can hang out the window?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna tell you why you're wrong in this situation. Tyreek already had handed the officer his license.
I don't even remember seeing that.
Yeah, he gave him his license.
So this product, the information would have been outside his vehicle before the police officer even approach the vehicle.
Yeah, but that's
But
still.
they weren't
But
upset
they
about
still
that.
wanted his window down because his
window
tint was so
tinted.
dark.
Yeah, because his window was tinted. That
They
wouldn't
want to
help during
see
that.
you. They want to see your hands. They want to see what you're doing in the car.
And I feel like his energy of like, just get me my ticket. That pissed them off. Like
They were
upset.
pissed off from the door. They
Yeah.
didn't seem like they were nice. They seemed like they were very aggressive and upset. Hello, who's this? Hello?
Hello.
Hey, what's your name?
Yeah, this is Jimmy too.
What's up, brother? What's your thoughts?
Hello. All right, my thoughts is this. I want to spin the table back just for a second. Athletes and politicians can't be held to a higher standard because they are who they are.
I agree.
I
Yep.
think let's drop the fact that he's Tyreek Hill. Let's drop the fact that he's in a sport car, put him in a Honda Civic. Let's drop the fact that he's black. He was late going to a game. That's like somebody late going to work.
Mhm.
Hypothetically, if he'd have hit somebody, then we'd speaking of, oh, he shouldn't have been speeding, right?
Correct.
Well, Tyreek Hill.
Hello?
His phone cut off.
Yes, phone broke. Sir?
I don't know where he was going with this, but it sounded like he was about to do a whole lot of victim blaming.
Yeah, that definitely seems like that. But we'll take your calls 800-585-1051. And Tyreek, he might have been rushing to get to the game. He might have been speeding, but the whole thing is you still treat people like human beings.
That's all it really boils down to.
I don't care if you pull somebody over for speeding, for running a red light, or rolling through a stop sign. You still treat people with respect. And when you don't, what do you expect people to do?
And by the way, vice versa. It needs to be respect from the police officers.
Correct.
And when you black, you got to have respect for the police too.
Correct.
It just is what it is. We
Correct.
can sit around and talk about what's legally right and what our constitutional rights are. Man, when we have interactions with the police, we just trying to survive.
Yeah, and like the officer said early, it is a thing, right? Because I used to get pulled over all the time in New York City, and usually because I had a nice car, and they would always pull me over, and I always used to be I used to give the energy they gave me, I used to give it back all the time.
You crazy.
Because I never did anything wrong. I'm like,
that
I
don't
have my
matter.
license, I have my insurance, I
that
have my
matters.
registration, everything is good. Why are you pulling me over?
They
There was no
working with them
reason.
people, man. They was pulling them over to
okay.
talk.
No.
Okay, that was an act. They used to
That
put
was a
over
group
people. That was an
chat.
act. That was
They
an act.
pulled you over, that was a
Act
group
like we hate
chat.
each other. Act like we hate each other.
Oh, my God.
Pass me the wire. Okay.
Pass me the wire. They brought new batteries for the wire. Let me hear, pop this in.
That's what that was.
All right, sorry.
I'm not OJ over there. All right, 800-585-1051. Did you see the Tyreek Hill video? What were your thoughts? Let's discuss. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV. Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa is filling in for Jess. If you're just joining us, Charlamagne gave Donkey today to who?
The Miami-Dade police officers who pulled over Tyreek Hill on Sunday as he was approaching the Hard Rock Stadium to play a game against the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Now, we're asking, if you've seen the video, what are your thoughts? Hello, who's this?
Yo, good morning, Breakfast Club. This is Swag, man. I just calling about this topic this morning.
Talk to us.
I just want to say, I think that's a case of two egos getting in the way, man. After watching the video, after listening to the video, I just feel like those things can be expressed effectively with effective communication. But the way I look at it, that was just two egos just tripping, and that could have went really bad. So I think the world could take a note from that and realize that sometimes we got to put our egos to the side, man.
That is true. I mean, the reality of the situation is, there is ego on both sides, right? Because I don't think Tyreek Hill acts like that if he's not Tyreek Hill. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
A block away from his stadium. And the police were definitely ego tripping and definitely abusing
Oh, he
their
would have
power.
went to jail. If he wasn't a football player, like he would have definitely went to jail. It would have been a lot worse. It would have definitely been a lot worse. Hello, who's this?
This is Destiny calling from Duval.
Destiny from Duval. What's your thoughts, Mama?
She wished Tyreek would have went to jail so they could have won on Saturday. Sunday.
No, Charlamagne, I agree with you. Some people was wrong, and I feel like even if he would have complied with them, they still would have had a reason
That's
to
right.
treat him how they treat him. That man told him that they had knee surgery, and they still proceeded to rush him on the ground and didn't try to resolve the issue. They wanted problems with that man.
That was another thing that was foul, right? Because one of the officers knew who he was, right? Said his name. And that man said, yo, I just had knee surgery. And they threw him on the
And
floor,
then on top of that,
aggressively pulled
threatening
him
that
down.
man.
Because they bet on Jacksonville. They bet on Jacksonville on FanDuels and
Look,
DraftKings. Them police.
We took the L, and that's okay, but they were absolutely wrong, and they need to be fired.
Thank you, Mama. And then they said, get out the car. He said, all right, I'm getting out. They opened the door and pulled him out.
Yeah, and they told him they was gonna bust that
I'ma
window.
tell you
They
something.
put that window up.
I would have called ICE on every single one of them police officers. Because if I was Tyreek
still
Hill,
can.
I wouldn't have thought they was police. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not saying that,
What you saying?
they can't be police. But
What you saying?
all of them, every single one of them, every single one of them,
Well, maybe it's
ain't
the
no
area
black
he
officer,
in.
ain't no white officer. No. I'm calling the police.
You don't want to see.
I'm calling ICE.
You calling
when
the real
pulled over,
police.
you don't want to see minority police because they ain't real.
I don't know. I'm just saying, in that moment, I would have thought something is wrong. I'm like, whoa, what's going on here, man?
This is set up.
Somebody call ICE, please. I just want to, I'm sure they're
You would've
here
thought you was
legally.
getting robbed?
I just want to make sure.
You would have thought you was getting robbed. Was what you trying to say?
Yes, I just want to make sure.
And somebody on one of the chats said, it's crazy. Police are usually there. His name is Conrad Higgins. He says one job for a police officer is to de-escalate situations, right? Calm things down. And in that whole situation, there was no de-escalation.
No,
that was straight.
they set it off from the
escalate,
rip.
straight.
Yes.
I want to box. I want to fight.
But
We're
that's
gonna
why
pull
I'm
you
like,
out.
you barely. It's important to know the
I want
amount of
smoke.
time, like Charlamagne said, of when they actually pulled him out the car because
60
normally
seconds.
police are that upset when you make cops run. They upset. He
Pri-
literally he pulled over.
Priceless 837-8311 said they look like the cartel coming in there. Well, let's take one more caller. Good. Hello, who's this?
Hey, how are you? This is Rob.
Hey, Rob, what's your opinion? Hello?
Hello?
Hey.
I'm sorry, I couldn't
What's your
hear you.
opinion, bro?
This is Rob. How are you, man? I want to say that, unfortunately, it seems like we keep replaying the same incident where law enforcement encounters a black civilian, and the outcome always seems to be the same. There's some kind of disconnect between law enforcement and our black community. I understand, and when you look at this incident, you see from the beginning, the officer approached this incident with some type of a chip on his shoulder or some type of over-aggressive attitude, which only escalated the situation. In these situations, law enforcement is taught to de-escalate these situations. They're taught conflict resolution. But all of the teaching is really not going to help until we understand that there's a disconnect, and there needs to be some kind of connection with the mindset and the mentality.
Hey, my brother, I don't think it's a disconnect at
Thank you,
all.
brother.
I think it's actually a very straightforward thing. Black bodies in this country just get treated differently.
Yeah.
That's it.
And we know that.
Like,
It's our reality.
It's not a disconnect at all. Black bodies in this country just get treated differently, even by people who are supposed to be brown. Like, if those people didn't have on police uniforms, they didn't have uniforms on, they'd get treated just like they was trying to treat Tyreek Hill.
Right.
And would still get treated like that.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking about calling on ICE on all of them right now just to make sure
All of it just to make sure.
that they're here legally. Just to make sure.
It's crazy. I've seen officers treat people who have done crimes, who they stop for doing crimes, way better than that. Like, way better than that for somebody for speeding or aggressive driving or whatever he was pulled over for.
Right.
Which we still don't know what he was pulled over for, right?
No, they said speed. They said he wasn't wearing a seatbelt and
He couldn't
They
see the
said-
seatbelt through the tent, so that was a lie.
reckless danger.
When in the beginning of the body cam, you hear him mention something about speeding. Then there was
Speeding.
reports of like it's been all up. There's nothing been the department hasn't confirmed exactly, but there's been different things released. But it's a traffic violation. It's
Yeah,
a
they
moving,
gave him tickets.
It's a moving traffic violation, regardless of the fact. So it shouldn't have gotten to this point.
All right, well, what's the moral of the story, guys?
FanDuel got 24 hours to respond.
Jesus Christ. What?
We need to know what's going on.
You was drinking last night? You went
Yes,
out?
I
speeding
did
and
not
reckless
go
driving.
for it last night.
What do you mean FanDuel has 25 hours to respond?
Because we want to know, like, is it the best? Like, what's the reason
I
for
hate
all
Lauren
of this?
this morning.
What's the
Lauren,
reason
what you
for all of
doing?
this?
What you doing?
I'm over here reading court docs.
What you doing, Lauren?
I'm chilling.
What's going on?
All right, well, we have Jess
wanna
With The
talk?
Mess with Lauren LaRosa coming up.
We
You wanna
do
talk more?
have. No, I don't want to talk to you. First of all, when I said the OJ thing, y'all thought I was crazy, and now y'all like, oh.
No, he said, I still think you're crazy.
I'm not talking to you. We're gonna talk about Harvey Weinstein and Tyrese. Tyrese is also in some legal trouble.
All right, we'll get to that next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.